My name is Chris, and I am setting up to propose to the woman that I love. Hannah is her name, and Hannah has got to be one of the most unique individuals that I've ever met. Hannah has to be one of the most almost indescribable people for the ways that I find that she makes me fall in love with her every day. Hannah and I met actually working. She was a nurse on the floor that I was working as a provider at. The good Lord used not one, not two, but 3 different people to finally give me the sign that I asked for to be able to break my rule of dating someone that I worked with. And it was by far the best rule I have ever broken. I honestly have to say that I think when I first met Hannah, I knew that there was something different about her. I couldn't even describe it or put my finger on it, but I knew that there was something that was different than any other girl that I had ever met. And I think the moment that I struggled with was I wanted to date her, but I didn't want to cross boundaries being someone that, that I worked with. I didn't want to, try to, start something with someone who may have even been in a relationship I didn't know. But I think that after months actually of turmoil that I had a good friend that said, Chris, if she's the quality girl that you think that she is, there's nothing wrong with telling her how you feel. And I proceeded to do just that. I told Hannah after we had our first date, and she likes to say that we had many fake dates, so I prefer to call them pre-dates, but our first official date was actually here at Rock City. But I know that it was at the end of our first date that I told her I've never done this before. I've never just met someone, wanted to, start a relationship with them after one date. But I told her then that I didn't want to let her get away. And I knew, actually at that moment, that she not was just the one, but she was the one that I had been looking for. And it's funny because I have so many friends who are married. Everyone that I've asked has told me that when you know, you just know. And I hated that answer. I hated it more than I could articulate. But then I realized that I was one of those people that I hated that response because I just knew. Hannah, please don't kill me. I know that I misdirected you to believe that I was working today, but I have literally wanted to do this and have been setting this up in the back of my mind for months. And for it to finally culminate and for this moment to be here, I can barely find the words of how excited and anxious I am about having this memory that we can share and tell people for the rest of our lives. And I hope you know beyond a shadow of a doubt with not just the actions of what I'm doing today, but you are my world and I love you more than you could possibly imagine.
We get up to this open area, this big tree I remember being like kind of in my way, and I go around and I was like, oh my gosh, we're in the middle of something, like something is going on. And there was a crowd that had gathered and everyone kind of started getting quiet. I was like, we are literally walking to someone's proposal, like back up, back up. And so Becca's like pushing me into the middle of the crowd. And that's when I turned to my left and I saw the Will You Marry start to light up. And then I turned around and saw Chris over by the knee. And I was just in complete and utter shock because I thought he was home had a long day at work, and then my mind just couldn't even wrap around that he was there and this is me that was being proposed to, not somebody else.
I had a speech planned that I wanted to tell Hannah, but I remember, I think just before she got there, I think I even looked over at you and I said, you know, speech isn't going to happen, like I'm just going to read the sign. Because at that point I was just so excited to think that I was going to have an opportunity to literally tell the girl that I love, to ask her if she would be my wife.
I just look forward to sharing my life with somebody, being able to do everyday things, go to work, clean, do boring things, do fun things, travel. But just at the end of the day, knowing that I come home to him and that I get to share my life with someone.
I know that I seem to be the last of my friends that has found their other half. And I so often, I almost got too comfortable with being the stag person at a get-together of 5 or 6 other couples. And it was like a running joke that, you know, I laughed at myself, but it was almost like I was beginning to wonder if there ever was someone out there that was supposed to be my other half. I told many people before that my concern wasn't that I was going to be alone. My concern was that I was going to find the wrong person. And I think having the reassurance that I have and being able to every day be reassured that I'm with the person that I was meant to be with is what I look most forward to.